Hello students, in today's video we are going to learn the calculation of minority interest. What is this minority interest? It is the interest of minority shareholders in the subsidiary company. Okay, now you will get problems of 5 marks on this minority interest. So let us see how to calculate minority interest. For that you have to prepare a format like this, having 4 columns. One is for particulars, then the total, H limited and S limited. So first step that you have to do is you have to calculate the ratio of holding company and the minority shareholders. Now how will you do that? What you have to do is you have to take the share capital of the subsidiary company, and then you have to see how much is the shares acquired by the holding company. Okay, let's say that holding company has acquired 60% of shares of subsidiary company. So 60% is the shares which are acquired by holding company. So remaining 40 is acquired by other shareholders, that is minority shareholders. So 60 is to 40, ratio will be 3 is to 2. So this is how you are going to first calculate the ratio of shares acquired. Now in this example which I explained, the ratio is 3 is to 2. So this is the first step that you have to do. First you have to calculate the ratio of holding company and minority shareholders. Second step is you have to divide the reserves of the company, okay, as pre-acquisition reserve and post-acquisition reserve. Now meaning of these terms I have already explained in the previous video. Okay, pre-acquisition reserve is the reserve which is created before acquisition of shares by holding company. Okay, so you have to see the reserve which is created by the subsidiary company before acquisition of shares by the holding company, and that reserve is to be divided between holding company and minority shareholders in the above calculated ratio. Similarly, post acquisition reserve, this is the reserve which is created by the subsidiary company after acquisition of shares by the holding company. This reserve also is to be divided between holding company and the minority shareholders. Similarly, profit and loss account, surplus of the company, whatever profit is created before acquisition, that is pre-acquisition profit. Again, same profit has to be divided between the holding company and the subsidiary company. Post-acquisition profit, this is the profit earned after acquisition of shares by the holding company. So same profit is to be divided between holding company and the remaining shareholders. If there is increase in the value of fixed assets, okay, so that also has to be taken, and it has to be divided between holding company and the subsidiary company. So you have to make the total of this. In case if there are any losses, just like pre-acquisition loss, now this is the loss which is incurred before acquisition of shares, so this is capital loss. So even this has to be divided between holding company and the minority shareholders. Similarly, if you have any post acquisition loss, that is loss incurred after acquisition of shares, so even that has to be divided between the holding company and the subsidiary company. And if in case if there is decrease in value of fixed asset, even that has to be minused. Okay, so when you do this calculations, whatever total you get in the last column, S limited, so this is nothing but it is your minority interest. Okay, so this is how you calculate minority interest. First step is you have to calculate the ratio in accordance with the acquisition of shares of holding company and remaining shareholders. Then you have to divide the reserves, profit, and increase or decrease in the value of fixed assets. And the last column represents your minority interest. So if you do this, you will get 5 marks. Okay, apart from that, there is one more calculation which you need to understand, that is calculation of capital reserve. Now how are you going to do this? I just explain. Okay, so using the information of this chart only, you have to calculate capital reserve. Okay, so what you have to do is, for calculation of capital reserve, you have to take pre-acquisition reserve portion of H Limited. So when you have prepared this chart, you will get here pre-acquisition reserve of H Limited. So only the portion of H Limited is to be taken, neither the total nor of minority shareholders. Only of H Limited you have to take. Then if there is any pre-acquisition profit, so pre-acquisition profit of H Limited has to be taken. And if there is increase in the value of fixed asset, even this portion of H Limited has to be taken. So this will become your subtotal. Now while explaining, I've already told you that whatever item is pre, that is whether it is pre-acquisition reserve or pre-acquisition profit, it is in the nature of capital. Okay, so that we have to take here. And if there is increase in the value of fixed asset, even that has to be taken. From this you have to minus only if there is any pre-acquisition loss, or if there is decrease in the value of fixed assets. Even for this you have to take only of H Limited. You have to be very careful while passing this note, that you have to make sure that you're taking amounts only of holding company. Okay, you have to take only the portion of holding company, no other amounts are to be taken. So whatever total you get, that is your capital reserve. Next step is to calculate cost of control or goodwill. How we are going to do that is cost of acquisition of shares. Now this will be given in the problem. Cost of acquisition of shares will be given to you in the problem. If it is not given, then you have to take the share capital of the subsidiary company. Okay, in that you have to say how much percent of shares is acquired by holding company. So that much percent is to be calculated on the share capital. So you'll get cost of acquisition less nominal value of shares acquired. So here you have to take the normal value of shares acquired. See, sometimes what happens, shares can be acquired at a premium or at discount. So that value you're going to take at cost of acquisition. Less nominal value means actual face value of shares of the subsidiary company, that is to be taken. Okay, so whatever you get, in that you have to add existing goodwill. If the subsidiary company is having any goodwill, you have to add that goodwill. So you will get either goodwill or capital reserve. Now how to understand whether it is goodwill or capital reserve? If the total in the above entry is plus, okay, then you will get goodwill. If you get the answer in minus, then it is capital reserve. Okay, so this you will understand better when we start solving the problems. As of now, you should remember this chart and these calculations. You will understand this better when we solve problems. Okay, so with this I conclude for today. Thank you.